you like the game. Wow, what? 18 million damage. Yo! I did not expect the old Aether Titan to be doing 18 million damage, man. What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manni and welcome to the Kagura Aether Titan. And the comeback of the Aether here, fully maxed with the specializations as well as the Yan Li pilot and his skills. We're not running the Frederick battleship, but this time actually the Paladin for some shielding. And also remember that Kagura, Glaive, and Lance and the Aether Titan, they all came together at the same time into the game. So this was basically the original Aether Titan, how it arrived in the game. Unfortunately though, in a much weaker state, because then the Titan was actually meta. But that doesn't mean we can't have a ton of fun and a ridiculously good match played by Smiley from the Fox clan here as a #WRCommunity video. Again, if you want to know how to send in your own gameplay while we're casually destroying that poor guy over in the distance, then check out the link in the bottom, video description, pinned comment. It leads you back to the first episode of those community videos in which you'll see how to do it. It's all explained there, okay? So you see the flight duration on the Aether Titan is really long. Unfortunately though, the big problem is that force field. That force field only goes so long. The flight goes a long time, but the force field begins to fail after taking a certain amount of hits, okay? So that's kind of the problem, or a certain amount of damage. So at first you're going to be relatively well protected flying up with your Aether Titan, but not so long after you're going to you'll begin to take a lot of damage too. So other Titan weapons sniping you down, or even many robots, are still a really big threat to you while you're flying in the air, kind of in your protection ability. So the enemy is spawning in their first Titan here, the Mauler, and you see that Smiley is just firing these shots over the cover and just decimating that poor guy. He's getting completely hammered by the Glaive and Lance. Meanwhile, he's busy firing at something else, and this is kind of the situation that you want to get in with these weapons, right? They never have to reload, but they're not extremely brawly, so you kind of want to stay further away, have the enemy busy doing some other things like firing at your allies, and you're just bringing the damage output from the side to the table. And if he was to get attacked now, he could swap over to the other thing, to the flight ability. Also, you'll see that he's firing in sequence, which is very useful to do with these weapons, since these weapons actually have a never-ending firing pattern. You never have to reload. Enemy is now suppressed and got completely destroyed. Very nice. Nice playing here with the flight and that long flying. Paladin battleship loaded up, but still, wow, that shield goes down immediately. Did you see how quickly that shield went down? Titan Slayer already, I feel like he's already almost at Living Legend. He just got so many kills so quickly. It's unbelievable, dude. He's down to 100,000 HP and he has... I believe he hasn't lost a weapon. Yeah, it's probably because he's not Manni-Gaming. If I was to play this, I would have already lost a weapon there. Actually, hold on. He must have had lost... Yeah, he did lose a weapon because the Aether Titan has 3 weapons too. So apparently you don't have to be Manni-Gaming to be losing weapons. Also interesting that the Aether weapon actually does a lot of damage now. I feel like I remember the Titan not doing that much damage with the built-in laser when it came. It seems to me like they have improved the damage output on the laser, but I'm not 100% sure on that. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I remember not dealing so much damage with that laser back then. And by the way, the Aether Titan was still one of the most impressive looking Titans even today when it's flying. It looks so like majestic, I guess that's the word. Yeah, so let's see how much we've done here, or rather Smiley has done. An 11 million damage match. He's playing the ultimate Ares, but only until he gets the Titan out, and then he swaps back into the Titan. So again, this is how the comeback of the Aether Titan looks like. The Paladin battleship protected him from a lot of damage, and now he's following the guy over with his what's that called, the Teth robot. Unfortunately, the Teth is also able to do a lot of damage to him, but yeah, he also got some Ooh, quick kill from behind. Very nice. Also, that laser has 600 meters range. The weapon only 500, but you can still dish out a ton of damage. Now he's landing here on the tower, which is a great idea, because this way he can still shoot into his own spawn. He can cover the enemy's spawn, and as long as nobody's really firing at him with a lot of firepower, he's pretty safe, right? I kind of think the Aether would deserve to get a little more health. But now we're flying up, activating that force field, getting a EMP out on the enemy Indra Titan. However, the Indra went away in time before the EMP was applied. Also something, that EMP really takes some long time before it is applied to the enemy. So you have to hit extensively with that beam to apply it. But once it's applied, obviously the enemy is not going to be able to get stealths out or abilities run or whatever. So very useful to have the EMP, even though it is sometimes a little less likely to apply it since it takes so long. And most enemies will often walk in range or, in cover or something like this. What is that? He just destroyed a Mauler Titan this quickly? How? How does the Mauler die so quick? Dude, I'm firing at Maulers with the laser weapons sometimes from the Berserkliere Titan, and I barely do a dent into them. And that guy was just going down so quick. Crazy. Must not have been a fully maxed one, I guess. But yeah, so we're still rocking. We're still showing the power of these old weapons and the Aether Titan. It is a Titan, so it is powerful, even though it is an older one that is not the meta. And that is not even trying to be the meta. We see the enemies coming in with the, what's that called here, with the Luchador. Getting almost EMP'd, but not in time. Oh, he's finishing off the EMP. Okay, he applied the EMP to the Lucha Titan, but then after his reflector, he really takes a lot of damage. We see in the left side of the screen that the nuclear amps are fully charged with 95 stacks. So the damage output is almost doubled at this point. It's like, how much is it? 70% more that you can do now, or 65? How much exactly was it? I know that this number, I believe, has changed at some point. The multiplier was changed. They made it from, I think back then, 70 or 75 stacks to 95, but each stack would offer instead a little less damage boost. But with 95 applied, I think you still have around 70% or something like this boosting damage. And that poor Lancelot there is just getting slaughtered by all weapons coming in from different angles. There's no hiding. And that was some friendly dude standing in between. Alrighty. Also, from what I read, that Smiley said he got into the game at 2023. So he's been a player for a bit more than 2 years now. And he used to be in my clan even here in War. That's very nice. So yeah, very nice play. Again, almost 11 million damage. In this case, 10, more like it. Lots of damage done. And also played very carefully, right? Because, you know, that's what you have to do. When you play the Aether Titan, you cannot expose yourself to the most powerful brawlers directly, because you're gonna die too quick. And you see that he was willing to die here because his Titan was ready. And so he just went in, got himself killed, and jumped into the Titan. And now, wow, that some jock did not expect these two glaive hits, lance and glaive hits, to come in. Alrighty, so flying up, already getting the Condor out of the way. Then this guy is phase shifting with his Bagliore, swapping to different targets. There are plenty of targets around. Unfortunately, the Bagliore is really hitting him hard, so that is very unhealthy. Paladin Battleship is coming in with some healing, some much needed HP coming back. And he's focusing the Sumjock that is currently not leaving his ability. Now he is, and he's flying out of the force fields, the shielding of the Demeter. There's a Demeter in there, and the Demeter would have protected him, but he went out of that. So that was not exactly the best choice of movement there. Boom! Beacon protected, and you see how much kills he's getting, right? How long the flight ability lasts. I like that. I like that the Aether Titan gets to fly so long. It's just a little unfortunate that he's not really that well protected during the flight. First couple of seconds he enjoys some good protection, but as soon as more and more damage is coming in, that force field begins to break. and the damage is incredible that that you would be taking after that. But wait a minute. What's that other healing thing that the Aether has? I have to think. There's a healing ability. Did the Aether have like a healing like the... I have to play the Aether again. It's been so long. It must have been at least 2 or 3 years until I last played the Aether Titan. And I see that there is some sort of healing that he can activate 3 times. And honestly, I don't remember it anymore. He's getting some nice healing from the Sirius Titan, which is fantastic. You know, with the that's keeping him in the game, maxed out on health. The overdrive is no longer active, unfortunately. That's why we're lacking some firepower. The Smiley could be doing a lot more fire damage right now if the overdrive was active. Okay, he managed to dive down in cover just in time, because that guy over with his Berserkliere would be dangerous with his weapons. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's healing up with that ability. Okay, I remember it now. It's an ability that he will heal you up. Thankfully, the Bagliore only has those weapons, those striker weapons. They do a lot of... Oh, hold on. No, he doesn't. He has 1 striker and then he has 2 Hunin or Mugin, I guess. Wow, that was dangerous, but he survived it. His force field protected him long enough. Okay, the battleship is ready, the Paladin, but he's waiting for any incoming damage to start it. There's no reason to start it now, I guess. However, if he had started the battleship, he would have already regenerated it almost back, right? So, yeah, that's something. Now, I guess he's gonna use the battleship. There we are, yep. That's a decent shielding that comes on top. And some HP conversion, I think, afterwards, when you don't consume the entire shield. Some of that goes back into healing. But he was already on full HP. You see in the top left? That's the... Yeah, I remember now. You have a healing ability on that. And with that, you can very often stay on max health with the Aether Titan. It's like your maximum gray HP that you can restore up to that point. A Fenrir is coming in. He's not shooting the shield because he knows if he did shoot the shield, he would boost the damage output of the Fenrir's built-in weapon. However, his teammate was not so smart and was actually firing at him to Smiley's not delight, let's say it like this, to his not to his disadvantage. The Orochis used the 3rd stealth now. Wow. And he's just crossing the map so quickly. He's getting lifted by a Newton, activates another stealth. And is he finally taking damage? The 5th... This is like number 5. Stealth number 5, man. Holy moly. Extremely annoying Orochi. Now he's phase shifting and then he's swapping into another stealth, I'm assuming. Nah, he didn't get it. Alrighty. Nice. So enemy team is meching out. Is there another Titan? No, it's a Imugi coming in. Alrighty, and the match ends in the beautiful ability here towards the end. Alrighty, so ladies and gents, if you like the game... Wow, what? 18 million damage! Yo! I did not expect the old Aether Titan to be doing 18 million damage, man. Wow, man, that is impressive. Cool. So, and now he's playing it again, and this time it's not the ultimate Ao Ming. By the way, Smiley, I think it was an ultimate Ao Ming, if I saw that correctly. When you see this gameplay video here appear, feel free to make a video with the ultimate Ao Ming, and that goes also to all of you out there. I do not have ultimate content, no ultimate Titans except the Minos, yeah, I don't have any of that. So if you would make some more ultimate things too, I could make them into videos and showcase that content on the channel, because I can't record it myself. I don't have it. And I'm not going to buy stuff in the game anymore here. It just doesn't remain relevant long enough. Even though ultimate content is usually a little more broken than the rest, and sometimes even extremely much more broken. I don't know why the Imugi is coming to snuggle up so much, because obviously he's gonna get killed as soon as his stealth is gone. But he came snuggling in. I don't know. You've been smooching with everybody. Back to this. I love it. All right, so the enemy Lancelot is coming in on the left flank. He made it through, but he seems to be attacking. And as soon as that reflector is gone, which he's undoubtedly going to activate now, did he? No, he's walking. Reflector is not on, but the Luchador is not taking a lot of damage. But at this range, so isn't Smiley. Like with his, now he's activated the reflector. These shotguns he's using are not really that dangerous at this range. And now since the reflector is gone and the jump was used, we may as well just all focus down the Luchador. His little jump at the end is not going to change the fact that he's about to die. Boom, that is it. He just exposed himself to the entire enemy team. Obviously, even a Luchador that is tanky would get destroyed by that eventually. Alright, there's some damage coming in for the Mauler Titan that is about to get EMP'd, which happened now. So from this point on, the EMP was active, and he was no longer able to get himself an ability charge. Taking some damage, activating the Paladin shield to block it all. Very nice, okay. And some heal at the end. Very nice. Wow, he just deleted the Dux robot in like 3 shots. I'm a little surprised to see that there's so much damage coming out of those glaive and lance. I don't, you know, I ran them also recently, and I find them mediocre, but the damage is pretty good here on that lance, Aether. But that is an Aether comeback here, my friends. Tell me what you think about it, and Smiley from Fox Clan, thank you for submitting the gameplay. It was a pleasure to watch, and again, if you want to do some Ultimate Ao Ming, feel free to do that and send it in. I'll be glad to look at it. Also, for the nice compilation, well cut, great quality in 2K here, 60 FPS. Fantastic. Thank you for providing the video. See you in the next video, my friends. Have a good one, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Another 10 million.